Fleet. When I went through Great Lakes Naval Training Center, and I went to Texas for a year and a half, and I wanted to get in the war, so I put in for sea duty, and I got it. They put me on a YMS 288, which is like 135 feet long, 30 men aboard, wooden ship, and it rolls like you wouldn't believe it. I swore I'd never get seasick, but that one proved that I did have to get seasick once. So that's what happened there. Anyway, from there I was transferred to the flagship of the mine fleet, the USS Terror, T-E-R-R-O-R. Cruiser Mine Layer 5, 400 men aboard. Admiral Sharp, commander of the mine fleet. He was the admiral of the mine fleet, him and his staff of 30 people. So here we were in the South Pacific in a mess. Finally, we went to Tarawa, and we got there on the end of the Tarawa campaign, so we didn't see the main action. But the action came in Iwo Jima. We go to Iwo Jima, and we were laying off quite a bit from the shore because of the admiral. They had to keep him safe. But those planes came down on Sarabati there for like 3 days straight, day and night. Battleships, lobbing in shells, cruisers, mine layers, hundreds of ships there, mine sweepers right up on the shore almost, sweeping for mines before the Marines landed. And it was just day and night, day and night. We were general quarters all the time. So we went alongside a ship. There was just one guy waving there. It was a LCI, a landing ship infantry. And we went alongside and took those wounded aboard, which were like 60, and there were 14 men dead, which we buried at sea. Now, when we buried them at sea, what we did, there was a gun over there, a wire around the ship, so that if it got under a heavy storm, you could grab that thing and it wouldn't be washed overboard. So they laid a plank over there. It was about 8 feet long. They laid the body on that plank. On one end was on the gunwale, at the other end, 2 men held it. You know, they held it like this. And the body was laid on there, which was sewed up in a mattress cover. We had black mattress covers. They were plastic, and you would fold them over. And so what we did, we sewed up the bodies in there, put a 5-inch 38 projectile in the bottom, which was 52 pounds. So when it hit the water, it would go right down. So those 14 men were buried very quickly. We had a minister there that was a chaplain. He said the prayer of the whole thing, and it was one by one they went down. And that sound is still in my ears, that swish before it hit the water. They had a firing squad there that fired a salute. We all stood at attention and saluted. And we told them goodbye, and that was it. So anyway, we go on to, after 3 days, they landed at Iwo, and it was rough. I mean, it was rough. We were straddled a couple of times by shots, the projectiles that went over us and under us. But we came through okay without any casualties. Then we're on to Okinawa. Okinawa was bad. We would stand watch on 8 hours and then sleep for 4, 8 and 4. So one night it was May 1, 1945, 3 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden bogies were flying around. We were blacked out, not supposed to show any lights on our ship. But we had a hot-headed gunner's mate who was on a 40 millimeters on the port side, who fired on a plane that was going aft. That's the port side going aft, the left side going aft. So just within seconds, another plane had seen this fire from the plane, you know, and from the guns, and he came in. And he was about as I looked at him, he was about as high as that roof right there, with both motors going full speed. And he hit up in the forecastle, killing those 45 men and wounding 127. So it was bad. I grabbed the hose and I went with Rocky, and we went into the pharmacy. The wall of the pharmacy was white hot. It wasn't red hot, it was white hot, ready to be exploded. So we had a big fire hose, we played it on that wall, and cooled it off a little, but all of a sudden I stepped on something here on my left foot, and I said, Rocky, I went down to my knee. I said, Rocky, shine your light down there. He shined his light down there, and here was the doctor. He was laying on his back, and it looked like somebody had taken a rake and just like opened his whole full body up. He was naked. So we got out of that. I was down on my knee, and he was right there. Anyway, we got out of that, and I left Rocky, and I went up to the starboard side, next deck up, and there was a 20-millimeter gun there. And there were two sailors there dealing with a body. This body had its leg off here, and 15 minutes at the hip. 15 feet over there was the body. So we were trying to get this guy together on this plastic mattress cover to get him back on the fantail to identify him. So as we were dealing with that body, these two guys, they were younger than me. You know, I'd seen evil and I'd seen a lot of blood there. So they got sick, and I said, guys, go to the fantail, send up 2 more men, and we'll take care of this. So we put that leg off at the hip in there. I did, and what I did something wrong. His entrails